I think I've lost all my skill in this game. Hold on. I was doing really well, and now I've lost like 5 times in a row. Hold on. I gotta lock in. Alright. There is Corrupted. We got a Wretch. Wretch can't be disguised as, so he's good. I think I just need to, I need to chill. I need to take it a bit slower. Yeah, my head also hurts. It's just how this game is. Alright. Okay, one of you is evil. I know, literally, it is literally what that is. Like, I feel like I win a bunch in a row, and then I lose a bunch in a row. I think what it is I win a bunch, and then I get overconfident, and then I don't think it through, and then I lose a bunch. I think that's what happens. 3 or 6 is a Chancellor. 7 or 9 is a Chancellor. Alright, are you corrupted? Yes. You are corrupted. You're telling the truth, which means that you're evil. One is evil, 1, 2, 6. Well, we know that neither of you are evil. You are evil, and you were not saying shut up. Which means that you're good and you're good. Yes. You're evil, therefore you're good, therefore you're good. Yes. One is evil. That's not true. One is seen as evil, though. Oh, you're right. You're actually right. So you're telling the truth, then. Seven or 9 is a Chancellor. You're lying. You're telling the truth, which means that you can't be the Puka, which means that you can only be corrupted from... Wait, no. I want to kill you, but I don't know if you're corrupted or not. Because you could be corrupted because you're the Puka, or you could be corrupted because you're thing. Because of you. Right? Because... If you're corrupted by thing, therefore you're not corrupted by plague, which means that you're evil. If you're... I don't know. Let me... Wait, I can figure this out. Let me test if you're evil. False. You're telling the truth. Therefore you have to be evil because you're the only one not checked. Okay. Whew. We just got to be very thorough. Alright, there's Corrupted, Chancellor, Werewolf. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Voltney. Jesus. 108 is Chancellor. You're the original Baker. Okay. You were a bard. Number 1 is good. Alright. We didn't take damage, which means that we found the werewolf, I think. Yeah, because if we didn't find the werewolf, we would have taken damage, I think. Yes. So the werewolf is not in the game. Okay. 108 is a Chancellor. You're the original Baker. I believe that. Number 1 is good. Evils are not adjacent. Alright. I believe that. You're saying that you're lying. Okay. If I lie, I say that I was a random villager. I believe you, and I believe you. I think you're lying. 1 or 8 is a Chancellor. 1 away from a corrupted. Evils are not adjacent. If I kill you, and you're evil, that means that you're telling the truth, which means that you're lying. 5 says she was a bard, but 8 is a bard also. That is true. That is true. Yeah. I think this bard is Chancellor. Yeah. Okay. So you're lying. Okay. The baker was a werewolf. Alright, huge. Good stuff, guys. Alright. We have corrupted witch bar. Okay. You're good. 1, 4, and 8. Okay. You were a dreamer. That's not true. Poisoner is 1 card away from closest evil. 1 evil adjacent. Okay. I'm gonna go pee real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Oh, now I can think with a clear head without needing to pee. Alright, this one is tricky? Yeah, it looks tricky. Alright, 1, 4, 8. Alright, we know that you're a villager. We don't know what the outcast is, so it could be a doppelganger or a drunk, and we don't know. So this is hard to assess. I was a dreamer. You're lying, but you could be corrupted. We don't know this yet. Let's test you. There is a bar or drunk. Okay. So... Okay, that doesn't really help me, because all that tells me is that you're either a bar or a drunk. But either way, we can't trust your information, which means that you and you are both good. Are you evil? No, you're not evil, which means that you're the drunk. So you're telling the truth. One evil is adjacent to me. There's 3 evils. Alright. Okay. So... I think I kill you. If you're corrupted, that means that you're the poisoner. If you're evil, then that's huge. Alright. You're the poisoner. You're corrupted because you're drunk. Poisoner is 1 card away from closest evil. Okay, maybe you're the bar, actually. You're actually the bar. No, you are the drunk. Okay, never mind. So you're lying. Yes, you're lying because you were lying. Wait, no, but you have to be true. Oh, you're corrupted because of the poisoner. You're right. You're so right. 1 evil adjacent. That's possible. What's a good way to test if the Slayer is evil? I guess you just have to find someone that you know is evil and then use him to kill. But that doesn't happen very often. That's hard. Okay. Okay. Well, oh, wait. Yeah, you're the only person that's corrupted, which means that everybody else who's lying is evil. 2 out of 3 of these people are unconfirmed. If I kill you and you're not evil, that means that you both are evil, so I just kill you. Alright, you're evil, you're telling the truth, you're evil. Boom. Alright. Drunk, corrupted, Chancellor, Lilith, Wretch. Okay. Wretch can't be disguised as he is good. Druid. Wrench does not appear as the outcast for her. Okay. Number 1 is affected by an evil. That is possible if the Chancellor is next to it. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go bing, bing, bing. No outcast, you're lying. Bing, bing, bing. You're also lying. I think we kill you. I think you're the Chancellor. That means you're telling the truth, you're telling the truth. Yep, you're the Chancellor, you're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. 5 is good. 1 card away from closest evil. 8 corrupted? I think so. I think 8's corrupted. Let me... I think you're corrupted. Yeah. 5 is evil. Yeah, I think you're evil, you're drunk. Yeah, there we go. Chat, is there any other games that are like this? That have this same sort of, like, mechanic? The only one that I can think of is Papers, Please. But I really want to play more games like this, because this is so fun. Alright, Doppelganger, there is a Corrupted, and we have Lilith. Alright. Okay. Contraband Police. What is that one? I'll have to have a look at that. Alright, let's think about this. There's 2 knights, which means that they're both good, because what is the doppelganger? Between 2, 3, and 8, they're a villager. That's not true, because none of them are... Not tonight? Oh, is that... Oh, that's another game. Okay. Alright, you're lying because you're the only doppelganger is one of you. So that means that all 3 of you are good. 2 or 9 is minion. Oh, wait. Hold on. 2, 3, 8. Wait, actually. If the doppelganger is playing a knight, can they not be killed? Let me think about this. So one of you is the doppelganger. Not sure on that one. Let's test it out. Okay. We still don't know. You weren't the doppelganger, which means that the doppelganger or whoever they're copying is under here. So that makes things tricky. So we actually can't approve you two. We know that you're good. 2 has to be a Alclyde. Oh, true. Because you can't be corrupted, so you have to be evil. Yeah, you're right. What? Wait, what? Unless he's evil. I think he's evil, because otherwise he would have corrupted him. 4 doppel? I don't think so. I think 4 is evil. Yeah. 4 is evil, which is why it couldn't be corrupted, and therefore had no one to cure. Jester, Bing. 0 evils. You're telling the truth. This game is so complex. I know, but I love it. I love it. This might be my, I have to get this game when it comes out fully. This might be, my favorite game I've played in a while. Alright. Okay. 2 or 9 is a minion. Well, we know it's not 9. You can't be corrupted, so therefore... Wait, fuck. Well, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying, you can't be corrupted, therefore you're evil. Yes. There we go. Alright, Puka, so we have corrupted and we have lycanthrope. Alright. There's 2 bards, so one of the bards is evil. One of you has to be evil, so if I do this... True. You're telling the truth. Lycanthrope or Bard? Okay, well... So that means you're the Lycanthrope. Yes. You're good. 3 cards away from Corrupted. So you're corrupted? Wait. Unless you're corrupted. We don't know if you're corrupted. But you didn't lose HP. It's because you only lose HP from the Lycan on the 2nd night. We haven't had our 2nd night yet because there's only 7 cards. This is the most complicated game to explain to someone who has not played it. Like, you know how when you want to play a board game with people for the first time, and it's like the most complicated board game of all time, and you have to spend an hour explaining the rules before you can even start playing? That is what it is like for people who have never seen this game coming into chat. Because none of this makes sense unless every single part of it is explained. You know what I mean? Like, none of this you can pick up just from watching. 3 and 7, Lycanthrope Bard. You were telling the truth. No evil's adjacent, you're lying. Wait, no, because you weren't lying at the time. Because he wasn't transformed yet. Closest evil is equidistant. That would only be true if both of you were evil, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I think you're lying. You couldn't kill 4. Okay, you can't be corrupted. Because, yeah. You can't possibly be corrupted. Which means you're corrupted, you're evil. Wait, but if you're evil, you can't be corrupted. Wait, hold on. My premise is flawed. Okay, you're good. You're good, which means you're good. Which means you're evil. There we go. Alright, hidden outcast. And no... Wait, we don't know. We don't know. Okay, no corrupted. You're lying, you're evil. Closest evil is clockwise. Hold on. One of you is evil, one of you is not. Boom. There we go. I would love to see a speedrun of this game. Just to see how quickly people have to think. Alright. We have no corrupteds, I believe. Yeah, no corrupteds. No corrupted. Unless there's a drunk. Alright, number 2 was affected by an evil. You're not a puppet. You can't be corrupted. Villager, there's no chancellor, there's no shaman, no one was killed, there's, you could be a doppelganger. You could be the doppelganger hidden by bar. Twin minion is 3 cards away from closest evil. Number 6 was affected by an evil. Can't be a puppet, can't be corrupted, can't be the outcast. Oh wait, no, you could also be the doppelganger. Fuck. That's not helpful. This is really hard, actually. Twin minion is 3 cards away from closest evil. You're both telling me the same thing, which makes me feel like you're the doppelganger. Which means that you're telling the truth, which means that you're lying. Yes. I'm gonna test you. There is a bar or a twin minion. What? Okay, well there's not a twin minion, which means one of you is a bar. Wait, unless you're lying. I think you're lying. Which would make sense because you're 3 cards away, which means you're evil. There we go. Boom! Boom! There goes that one. Alright. Wretch, Rambler, Poisoner, Puka. So there is Corrupted. There's the Rambler. One of you is... Wait, no, we don't know. Alright. Wretch can't be disguised as Wretch is good. 1 card away from a Corrupted. 5 or 6 is a Poisoner. Okay. 5 or 6 is a Poisoner. Okay, so... Alright. Okay. Let's think about this. 1 card away from Corrupted. I'm just gonna make you kill someone random. Okay. So you are... Okay. I'm gonna kill the Rambler. If the Rambler is good, they're both good. If the Rambler is evil, it means that these two are probably good, but they're corrupted. Okay, you're the Poisoner. So one of you could be evil, or one of you could be the Puka. 5 or 6 is a Poisoner. You're lying. Yeah, you're telling the truth. You're lying. 1 card away from Corrupted is possible. I think that's true, because you're corrupted. I think Wretch seen as evil. Oh, true. I always forget that. I always forget, like, yeah. I always forget that Wretch is seen as evil, which is, like, his own thing. His whole thing. So you're telling the truth. I think you're corrupted. I think you're the Puka. You're corrupted. Or vice versa. There we go. Alright. We've got... Alright, we've got a witch, a shaman, and a bar. Okay. Interesting. Do we have any two of the same? No, but that could mean that could still mean that there's a doppelganger. Alright. Let's think about this. There was one corruption around you. That can't be possible, right? Because no one... Oh wait, unless you're a plague doctor. Ugh. This is tricky. Alright. There's no one that I can absolutely tell is chill. I think we just need to kill someone to gain information here. 4 is good. Can a roll tell you if 9 is outcast? Can a roll tell you if 9 is outcast? Oh, true. Actually, yes. If I can confirm that someone else is 100% who they say they are, I can use the fortune teller. Oh, sorry, I can use the dreamer. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna kill you to see if the fortune teller is real. I think. If this is the plague doctor, then the corruption is healed by you. So I don't think we have to worry about corruption. Alright, you're true, which means you're true. 2 characters tell any of them is evil. Not really? Can corrupt outside Alk range? Yeah, but there's only one... If this is the Plague Doctor, then there's only one corruption. And if he's saying he healed a corruption, then that's probably true. You know what I mean? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Or true or lie. I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm just kind of guessing here. Alright, let's go... Let's use you. A drunk or a bar. You're not a drunk, which means you're either a drunk or a bar. Both of those are possible, which is not super helpful to me. But I do think you're telling the truth. So I think you're telling the truth as well. 1 evil adjacent, I think you're lying. 0 evils, I think you're telling the truth. 1 corruption. Let's do bing, bing, bing. There is a drunk. I think you're a drunk. I think you're telling the truth. But if you're a drunk, that means that they can't be cured, right? Can a drunk be cured of their corruption? Can a drunk be cured of corruption by an alchemist? That's what I would like to know. I think you're telling the truth. I think you're lying and you're lying. Okay. Is a drunk corrupted? A drunk is corrupted. A drunk corrupts themselves. They basically lie for fun. Alright. Okay, now this is interesting. This is interesting because now we have 2 fortune tellers. What were you pretending you were a lover? Okay. So, the question is, are you actually a drunk or are you a fucking doppelganger? And there's the question. I think you are a drunk, which means that you're not a fortune teller. But you're saying that they are a real fortune teller, and you're not corrupted. So that means you are a real fortune teller. Which means that you're also a real fortune teller. Which means that you two are lying? But you can't be evil because that would mean that you're telling the truth. So you are good. We know that to be true. Which means that you... If you're a drunk, that would mean that you're evil. And we know that you're not evil because of the jester. Is the jester lying? Let's think about this. Who do we know for sure is good? We know that... We know that you're good and we know that you're good. 4 can be drunk. That is true. Okay. Okay. So I think you're both good. You're both... Okay, here's my theory. Actually, I don't know. There's 2 people that are not... There's 2 people that are evil still. How is this possible? Okay. We know that you're good. You're vouching for her, that means that she's good. You're saying that neither of you are evil, so we know that all 3 of you are good. Let me just work this out again. So, we know that you're good. We know that both of you are good. You're also saying that, which is good. Which makes me think that you're actually the doppelganger. But if you're the doppelganger, that would mean that that all 3 of you is lying, which is not possible. We know that 1, 2, and 6 are good, so you're telling the truth. What if you're the drunk? Ugh. Ay caramba. Wait, no, because they're... No, you can't be the drunk. One of you has to be the drunk. You have to be the drunk because you're the one copying. Oh... Lordy, lordy. This one's hard. You're real, therefore you're real. Therefore you're real. Oh, sorry, therefore you're not evil. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're real. It just means that you're not evil. Among 2 and 9, there is a drunk. We know that you 3 are chill. Between 1, 2, and 9 there is a drunk. Between 2 and 9 there is a drunk or a bar. I think you're lying. Okay, you're the shaman. Huge. You're assuming 8 is truthful? Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm not vouching for her yet. There was one corruption. Okay. If if you're the doppelgangers, and not... If there's a doppelganger and not a drunk, that means both of you are trustworthy. That would mean that you're lying, and that would mean that you're lying. But you can't both be lying because there's only one liar left. So therefore... We can do this, we can do this, we can do this. 4, you're saying that 4 is good. Ugh. Why 4 lying? 9 can be bar. The double fortune teller was made by the shaman, not the doppelganger. Oh, you're so right. You're right, actually, you're right. Okay, so there is a drunk. So there's a okay, one of you is good, one of you is a drunk, one of you is evil. Between 2 and 9, there is a drunk in a bar. There is a drunk who is not 6 or 9. Who is not 6 or 9. Yes. Correct. So 9 cannot be the drunk. We know that there's no drunk. So therefore 9 is a bar? Or no. Or you're just lying. I don't know. But you can't be lying because you're backed up by you. There's only one liar. So you and you can't both be lying. If you're lying, therefore you're lying, which means neither of you are lying. Which means that you're the bad one. Fuck it! Yeah! We did it! New skin for Lilith, let's go. Oh my god, that hurt my brain. That hurt my brain real bad. Holy moly. Alright, you're good. We know that. There's a shaman and a Lilith. Oh. Let's just see how long we can go on endless. And then when we die, we'll try out the new modes. Alright, you're both good, and you're made by shaman. Alright. There's a Rambler, true. Who's evil? 2 evils, that's a lie. Alright, one of you is evil, one of you is not. Alright, you're good, therefore you're good, therefore you're evil. There's no corruption, so you're evil. One, 3, and 4 are good, so therefore you're also evil. Yes, there we go. Alright, there is a Plague Doctor and a Puka, so there is corrupted. So let's do... I don't trust you. Let's test you. You're corrupted. You're telling the truth. Therefore 6 is evil. And we win. Alright, there is a shaman and a hidden outcast. Okay. Alright. So there's 2 bards, 2 poets, and that's it. So one of these is because of the shaman, and one is because they're either a doppelganger or a drunk. Let's think about this. 8, 9, not shaman. Are we sure about that? Okay. There's no one who can be corrupted, right? Unless there's a drunk. If one of you is the drunk, then that would mean that no one's corrupted. So you're telling the truth. I mean, 8, 9 not created by shaman. Yeah. So you're telling the truth. 1 card away from corrupted. That can't be possible. The only people that can possibly be corrupted are one of these 4. So you're lying. There is a shaman or a bard. Okay, well we... That makes it hard because I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. I was hoping you would say there's an alchemist and something else. Shaman... Okay. Alright, let's think about this. Alright. So... there was not a bard. Wait. There was not a bard, but there is a shaman? So you're also a shaman? No. Wait, what? So you're lying. Because there was not a shaman or a bard, so you're lying. There is a drunk. Okay, there's a drunk. There's a drunk. I think you're the drunk. I think you're telling the truth. 2 cards away from closest evil. I think you're lying. I think you're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. 2 cards away from corrupted. You're saying that you're corrupted, you're saying that you're evil, you're also saying you're evil. Okay. 2 cards away from corrupted, left side more evil. I think that's true, which means that you're lying. 8 true if 2 is drunk. No. Because 8's not... the drunk is not too far, is not 2 cards away. 1, 2. Yeah. So I think you're the drunk, I think you're lying. There we go. Goddamn, what time is it for you? It's almost 1 AM. It's almost 1, but I'm having fun and I've got a few people watching, so I may as well keep going. And I'm not tired yet, so I may as well just keep going. Fuck it. I've got nothing on in the morning. Oh wait, actually, wait, no. Yeah, no, I've got nothing on in the morning. I don't have to get up until the afternoon. I have something in the afternoon. What time? Wait, actually, hold on. Should I go to bed? Hold on. I have a thing at 3. Let me set an alarm for 2 o'clock. If I wake up at 2, then I don't have to go to sleep until fucking what time? Then I don't have to go to sleep until like fucking 4 AM. Yeah? Yeah, 4 plus... I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna keep going until I die. How about that? I'm gonna keep streaming until I die, and then I'm gonna get off and we'll do the new modes, next stream. I think that sounds like a plan. Because my voice is starting to wear out as well. Alright. Let's lock in. We've got a Chancellor, and we've got a bar, and a hidden guy. Alright. We have 2 of these. One of you is evil. One card away from closest. Evils are not adjacent. I am 1 card away from corrupted. Alright. Alright. You're good, therefore you're good. Therefore you're evil. Nope. Oh, wait, no, I didn't use your ability yet, so I couldn't tell if you were evil or not. Okay, that was the biggest flub of all time. Alright. I swear to God I did not do that on purpose, because I wanted to get off. That was fully just because I'm stupid.